Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Schrödinger's Dots by Green Scribble 24. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box. We have digits separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, and digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. And we have digits separated by a gray dot are either consecutive or have a 1 to 2 ratio, and not all dots are necessarily given. So the gray dots are either a black dot or a white dot, but we don't know, which is why it's called Schrödinger's dots, because it's in reference to Schrödinger's cat, where they're in both states at the same time. We don't know. But technically, it's actually in one state. We just have to figure out what that state is. I guess they could be in both states if it's 1 and 2, but that's only if it's 1 and 2. But digits separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio. So, for example, if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be 1 or 4 to maintain the 1 to 2 ratio between them. And white dots are consecutive. So if, for example, this is 6, this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. But the gray dots can be either consecutive or be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So, for example, if this were 4, this could be 2 or 8 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio, or it could be 3 or 5 if it's consecutive. We don't know which. And that's just the impetus for all of this puzzle. Those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, the first thing that came to me was these black dots here, which are in a 1 to 2 ratio. And one digit is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 other digits. So it's guaranteed that this is 2 or 4. Because 2 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 1 and 4 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 and 8. Well, because of that, we know there's a guaranteed 2 or 4 in one of these 3 dots. And this is 1, 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. That means the rest of the column cannot contain 2 or 4. And the rest of the box cannot contain 2 or 4. Well, what does that mean? These are all gray dots. So they're either consecutive or they're in a 1 to 2 ratio. If it's a 1 to 2 ratio, you can't have 2 or 4 with it, so it would have to be 3 and 6. Can they all be consecutive? And the answer to that is no. To form all consecutive, it would have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because you cannot have 2 and 4. Actually, it could be consecutive then. Okay. So the possible combinations then would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as if they're all consecutive. If there is a 1 to 2 ratio, it must be with 3 and 6. And 3 has to be at the end. Because 3 is consecutive with only 2 or 4, and it's in a 1 to 2 ratio with only 6. So this is either 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 going both ways. Or it's 3 with 6. And the thing is, if it's 3 and 6 as the pair, as a 1 to 2 ratio, sorry, it has to go 3, 6, and then it can't go, it has to be 7, 8, 9. Right? Because the rest of the digits must be consecutive because there's no other 1 to 2 ratio you can have in column 6. So either way, you're guaranteed, so this is either 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, or it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that means this can never have an 8 in the rest of the column. So this is a 1, 2, 4 triplet, which makes this a 2. Therefore, this is a 1, 4 pair in a 1 to 2 ratio with the 2. This has to be 3 or 5. And 3, well, it could be either 3 or 5. This is guaranteed to be 7. 7 is only consecutive with another digit. It can never be in a 1 to 2 ratio with another digit. So this is 6 or 8 here. This 6 or 8 pair eliminates 6 and 8 from the rest of the box. 3 or 5. Well, let's not go there yet. So 7's only consecutive with 6 or 8, and it can't be in a 1 to 2 ratio with anything. So this is 6, 8, 6, 8 as a pair. Either this is consecutive, which would force us to be 5 or 9, or it's in a 1 to 2 ratio, which would force us to be 3 or 4. Three, 5, or 9. If this is 3, that's in a 1 to 2 ratio with 6. So it would have to be consecutive with 2 or 4 here. If it's 5, that would mean that's 6, which means this has to be a 4, because 5 is only consecutive, and this cannot be 9. If this is 9, it has to be consecutive with 2 other digits, which is not allowed, because it's only consecutive with 1 digit, 8. So this can never be 9, which means where is the 9 in column 6? It must be here. So this is 9, which makes this 8. Therefore, this is 7. This is 6. This has to be 8 here. 6 is either consecutive with 5 or in a 1 to 2 ratio with 3. 8 can be consecutive with 9, or it's in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4. And if it goes to 9, 9 only has a consecutive relationship with 8. So it cannot be in another dot here. So this must be 4, which means this is a 1 to 2 ratio with 2. Because it cannot be 3 or 5, because 3 or 5 has no relationship with each other. So this must be 2, which forces this to be a 3, which makes this 5. 5's consecutive with 4 or 6. 4 can't be here because of 4 in the column, so this is 6. Okay. These digits are consecutive. What are the digits remaining in column 5? We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And this can't be 5 or 9. This is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And this can't be 1. So we know 1 has to be one of these. The remaining digits in box 8 has to be 1, 5, and 9. That means 5 and 9 are guaranteed to be here. We have guaranteed 6 and 8 here. These two digits are guaranteed to be even digits. Even if it's 3 and it's a 1 to 2 ratio, obviously there's an even digit there. But these are, if they're all consecutive, they're odd digits next to an even digit. So this has to be a 6, 8 pair here. So this is 6 and 8, and this is 6 and 8. 6 can be consecutive. 6 and 8 can be consecutive with 5, 7, or 9. So 5, 7, or 9's here. Or they're in a 1 to 2 ratio with 3 and 4. So those are all the possibilities there. This must be 3 or 7, because it cannot be 5 or 9. These digits have to be 2, 4 with 3 or 7 as a possibility. Okay. This has a relationship with 4 other unique digits. The only one that's the case for is 4. 4 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 unique digits, and they're consecutive with 2 digits that are different. Also, you can't have 2, right? 2 isn't the only other digit that has a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 other digits. But one of them is 1, which is consecutive with itself also. So this must be a 4. That means the digits around it have to be 3 and 5 to be consecutive, or 2 and 8 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. That forms a 2, 3, 5, 8 quadruplet in that box, which eliminates 2, 3, 5, 8 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 3 or 5, this can't be 3 or 5, and these can't be 4 because of the 4 in the box. So this is a 7-9 pair. The only digit that has a relationship with both 7 and 9 is 8. So this is 8. Which means this can't, none of the rest of the box can be 8. The rest of the box can't be 2, 3, or 5. So it has to be a 1-6 pair here. Okay. 1, where is 1 in row 2? 1 can't be here because it has no relationship with 4. Can't be here because of the 1-4 pair in the box. Can't be here because the only relationship it has with a digit is with 2, and 2 is already in the row. So it must be here. So this is 1. It has a relationship with 2. So this is 2. That means 2 cannot be here. So where is the 2 in this box? It must be here. So the 2 is there. What are the remaining digits here? We don't have, what don't we have? We don't have a 6 in row 2. So the 6 must be here. It's in a ratio with 5 or 7. Or sorry, it's in a relationship with 5 or 7 or 3. Because it's consecutive with 5 or 7. And it's in a 1 to 2 ratio with 3. Therefore, we have a 3, 5, 6, 7 quadruplet in row 2, which eliminates 3, 5, 6, 7 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 3, 5, or 7. So this is 9, which means none of these can be 9. What does that tell us? Not too... Actually, it does tell us a lot. One of these is guaranteed to be 8. 8 only has a relationship with 7 out of 3, 5, and 7, right? It's not consecutive 3 or 5. It's not a 1 to 2 ratio with either of them either. So 7 has to be one of these two, which means this cannot be 7. This is 3, which means this can't be 3. That's 5, which forces this not to be 5, so that's 3. This can't be 3 or 5. It must be 6 or 7. This 3 eliminates 3 here and 3 in the rest of the box. So this becomes a 5-7 pair. This cannot be 7. It's a 1-3 pair. Okay. These are consecutive. What are the possibilities? There's no 1, 2, 3 either way. 2, 3, 4 could work if it's there. 3, 4, 5 does not work because 4 can't be the middle digit. 4, 5, 6 doesn't work because this can't be 4 or 6. And 5 would be here, but then it can't go to 4 or 6 here. 5, 6, 7 doesn't work because we can't have 6 in the middle. 6, 7, 8 could work. If this is 6, that's 7, that's 8. 7, 8, 9 could work. Okay. 9 cannot be here because it's only in a ratio with two other unique digits. Sorry, with one other unique digit, which is 8. So again, this could be 2, 3, 4. No 1, 2, 3 because this can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 2. No 3, 4, 5 because this can't be 4. No 4, 5, 6 because this can't be 4 or 6. And this would have to be a 5 with 4 or 6 there. No 5, 6, 7. 6, 7, 8 does work as long as this is 6, that's 7, that's 8. And 7, 8, and 9 works as long as this is not 9. So you could have 7, 8, and 9 here. Okay, if this is 7, it's only consecutive with two unique digits. So this can't, sorry. Yes, it's only consecutive with two unique digits, and it can't be in a 1 to 2 ratio with anything. So this cannot be 7 because we would have 3 relationship with unique digits here. So this can't be 7, which means this cannot be 6, 7, and 8. Okay. If this is 7, if this is 987, this has to be a 6 because that's the only digit that's consecutive with it. So this would be 987. This can't be consecutive, so it would have to be this has to be a 1 to 2 ratio because any digit is only consecutive with two other digits. So it's only consecutive with these two. Therefore, this is 6 or it's 4. If this is 4 here, it could be 5 or 8 here. We don't know. Because we'd be 2, 3, 4, so it can't be consecutive with 3, and can't be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2. So this would be 5 or 8 there. Okay. So that's fine. So we're guaranteed if this is 7, 8, 9, this has to be a 4 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. And this is 6. If this is 2, 3, 4, 3 has to be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 6. So we're guaranteed a 6 here. We're also guaranteed a 4 here. Right? 2, 3, 4 forces this to be 5 or 8, and then 6 here. 7, 8, 9 forces this to be 6, and 8 has to be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4 here. Okay. Excuse me. Digits in a 1 to 2 ratio can only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This can't be 8 because of the 8 in the row. We're guaranteed a 4 here. So this can never be 4 here. So you can't have 1 to 2 ratios of 1, 2, 4, or 8. It has, if it's a 1 to 2 ratio, it's 3 and 6. Which is possible. So if it's 3 and 6, it's 6 and 3 here. Consecutiveness, though, you can't have 1, 2. You can't have 4. So you could have 5, 6, but 5 can't be here because of the 5 and the 6 in the row. So this cannot be 5, 6 actually. You could have 6, 7. That does work. 7, 8 works. 8, 9 works as long as this is 9. So those are the possibilities. Okay, that's not too helpful. These digits, you cannot have any 1 to 2 ratios here. Because what are the you have 2, 3, and 4 already discounted in the column. That eliminates 1, 2 as a possibility, 2, 4, 4, 8, and 3, 6. So there's no 1 to 2 ratios in the rest of the column. So these are all consecutive. And it cannot include 1, so 1 has to be one of these digits. And it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8 works, or 6, 7, 8, 9 does not work because of the 7 in the row. So this cannot be 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9 does not work. This has to be 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, which eliminates 8 here. And 6 here, so this must be 4. 4 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 8, so this is 8, this is 9, that's 7, that's 6. So this cannot be a 3, 6 pair. This 6 also eliminates 6 here, so this is 7, which makes that 6. This is a 1, 9 pair. This 9 eliminates 9 here. This can't be 4, so it's 1 or 2, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 1, 2, or 4. So if this is 2, that doesn't work because that would force this to be 3. Because it can't be 1 because 1 doesn't have a relationship with 2 other unique digits. Oh, and none of these can be 5. Because 5 is only consecutive with 4 and 6, and they're both taken in the box. So this must be a 5 here, which forces this to be 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, this is 1 and 2. That eliminates 2 in the rest of the row. This 1 eliminates 1 here. This 5 eliminates 5 here. This cannot contain 7 or 8. The only relationship we have now available is 3 and 6 in a 1 to 2 ratio. Because all the consecutive ones were removed from 7 and 8. So this is 3 and 6. Okay, let's look at column 9. We have 5 and 9 remaining. We have... This is either going to be 5, 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9. Either way, so one of these is definitely 7. Same with this, right? 5, 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9. Which means, and we have 5 or 9 here, which eliminates 5 and 9 in the rest of this row. So this has to be 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 as possibilities, but we don't have 5 or 9 because of the 5 or 9 in the one of these is 5 or 9, and this is 5 or 9. Oh, this 5 eliminates 5 here, so this is 9, which makes this 5. Okay, well, there you go. So this 5 eliminates 5 here, so that must be 7, which makes this 5. 5 is consecutive with only 6. Therefore, this is 7. This 6 forces this to be 8, which makes that a 9. Where is the 6 in row 1? Can't be here because there's 6 in the box, so this must be... Oh, this 6 eliminates 6 here, so that's 1. 6, 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 4 and 1. Therefore, that leaves this as a 3, 4 pair. 3 can't be here because of the 3 in the column, so this is 4, which makes that 3. The rest of this is basically Sudoku. This can't be 9 because of a 9 in the column, so this is 8, that's 9. Remaining digits in column 8 are 4 and 5. 5 can't be here because of the 5 in the row, so this is 4, that's 5. 4 eliminates 4 here. Rest of column 7 is 1, 7, and 8. This can't be 8 because of the 8 in the row. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 1 and 9. 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 3 and 1. This can't be 1 either way. So this must be 1. That eliminates 1 here, so it's 7. That makes that 8. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 4, which means this can't be 4. Okay, remaining digits in row 6 have to be 3 and 6. 6 can't be here because of a 6 in the column, so this is 3 here. and this is 6. Remaining digits in row 4, we have 2, 7, and 8. This can't be 7 or 8 because of the 7, 8 in the column, so this is 2, which makes that 7, which makes this 2, and makes that 8. Remaining digits in row 5 are 4 and 7. 7 can't be here because of the 7 in the column, so this is 4, that's 7. Remaining digits in column 1 are 2, 4, and 9. This can't be 4 or 9 because of the 4 or 9 in the row, so this is 2. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row, so this is 9, which makes that 4. 9 eliminates 9 here, so that's 5, which makes this 1, which makes that 9. That leaves this as a 3, this as a 5, and this as a 1. And that's how you solve it. Yeah, we've run into actually similar constraints with the dots being either black or white. So we've done these before, but this was very good. I mean, it's a nice use of the ambiguity of the gray dots being either white or black. Yeah, and those restrictions were enough to basically solve this puzzle. So it was pretty good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.